Spiritual Psychics TV is hosting the first annual recognition of achievements this December, acknowledging those who dedicate their lives to a spiritual act of kindness. Spiritual Psychics TV, bringing spiritual people together.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning and welcome to the Wimbledon Spiritualist Church Divine Service, to both here, the physical congregation, and to you in the virtual world. And our medium this morning is Mr. Ivan Lee. Ivan, good morning to you.
Good morning, everybody.
Ivan will open the meeting in prayer. Just to let everybody know, there'll be a part of the service today where we will be doing a collection physically here in the church, and I'll be mentioning how you can donate online if you wish to as well. So, my friends, I will ask Ivan now to open with prayer.
Certainly, Ray. Hi, everyone. We'll do better than that, can't we? Thank you very much. Okay, morning, everyone out there as well. Oh, okay. Like to bow your heads, please. Divine Spirit, dear Lord, we thank you for today, and we ask for a blessing on each and every one of us and the households represented here. We ask that you ask linking with loved ones from heaven, they may come forward with messages of love, healing and upliftment, so we know that life is eternal and that we can understand ourselves better so we can understand others and live on this earth in peace and harmony, sending out love, healing and upliftment to all. Amen.
Let us all say the Serenity Prayer, which Richard will put up on screen. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So mote it be. Friends, we now come to that part of the service where I said we do a collection. I'll ask George to go round here in a moment, and when he's ready. And those online, if you wish to donate to the church, it is www.paypal.com/PayPalMe/LAD promotions. The money will go straight to the work of the church and the mission of spiritualism for both the Wimbledon and Hatbury Spiritualist churches. Thank you, friends. And we'll say hello to a few names on screen while we're going round with the offertory here.
Or you won't.
Good morning, Sue, and welcome to our church. Good morning, Janine. Good morning and welcome. Mary Dixie, good morning. Hope you feel better soon. June Malkin, good morning. Hope everything's well with you and the family. Tracy, good morning and welcome to our church. Christine, good morning and welcome. Trish Woods, good morning and welcome. Corrie Dutton, good morning and welcome. Mary Gardner, good morning and welcome. Jim, good morning and welcome to our church. Millie B, good morning and welcome. Julie Caswell, good morning, Julie. Hope everything's well with you. Myra Thompson, good morning and welcome. Sandra Clifton, good morning and welcome. Just a couple more. Sheila, good morning and welcome. I hope you enjoyed the service this morning. And Phillips, good morning, Philip. Good morning. Well, friends, we're going to have a few prayers this morning for those who are sick and suffering. Quite a lot of names came around this morning and on our church page as well. So I could share some names with you. Marion, Mary, Steve Kimber, Jackie, Kelly and Stephen, Jill, Amber, Claire, Roderick, Tim, Tony and Julie, Shirley, Babs, Lynn, Rose, Pam and Sharon. Is he not well? Anthony Lapsley. I'm going to read a prayer with this morning. Father, we ask for thy help for all those who are seeking or suffering in any way, whether it be in body, in mind or in spirit. May the healing ministers in the spirit be permitted to draw close to them, whatever they are and wherever they are, to let them know they are not alone. Help those of us who seek to serve this healing mission. Help us to recognise the needs of those who come to us. Help us to see the cause of their suffering, whether it be apparent or hidden deep within. This is the way the Father works, through divine power and love. There are many here who seek thy healing, both physically and on the virtual world. We ask that God's healing ministers embrace you all. Amen. I ask Jim to come up and give the reading, after which Ivan will give the address.
Where is it? Lost it. Oh, there we are. The reading this morning is called Climbing Mountains. It's from a book by my late wife, Sylvia Blythe. Believe it or not, everyone has a mountain. Whether they accept it or not is for their own judgment. This mountain I speak of is a symbol of life and spirit progress. If we wish to progress, we must live this life in the best way we know, plus knowing that when we fail in some areas, we must accept that failure as all part of our learning process and experience. It is useless to try to cover up failure. Knowing oneself is to know each little failing, however trivial it may seem. If not faced and accepted, the smallest, however trivial it may seem, if not faced the smallest of failures, misdeeds or ill feeling towards others who bother us can soon become torment in the very depths of our minds. These torments will be a block to our progress. Clear the blockage, try to start afresh. Not easy? What is easy? Nothing worth doing is going to be easy. The mountain is steep and rocky. It has outcrops that bar our way. It has many a slippery surface. It has thorns and sharp grasses that cut and scrape our hands. It has sharp rocks which stun us and cut us to the quick. This mountain will be cold and sometimes dark. It will often make us want to turn back. Each time we think of turning back, a resting place will appear. There may also appear a resting place when we do not realise that we need one. Perhaps we may have slogged and been so intent on our climb that our reserves have to be replenished. We sit on this ledge resting. We review our climb so far. What should we do? What should we not have done? Whose toes might we have trodden on in our haste? Whose peace might we have shattered in our eagerness to succeed? Did we invade someone's privacy with our ruthlessness to succeed? For all these things we should ask forgiveness and the clearness of thought, not to keep doing the same things again and again. We should ask also for patience for ourselves and others. Being human, our patience may wear thin far too quickly, unlike our unseen friend, who is patience itself. When on our path, we should not be afraid to take note of whatever our unseen friend advises. We should not be embarrassed when the information is unusual and not the kind of thing colleagues are familiar with from us. We should stand up for ourselves more and ignore ridicule, even if it means asking for more strength from our unseen friend yet again. When on our way again, the mists may arise. The clouds will often block our view, and we become perplexed. Who will we ask for help in the darkness? We should ask our usual friend. Some may ask, who is this friend you call on for help? The ones who know will answer. The friend unseen who follows all our venture up mountains. The friend unseen who is there when we fall. The friend unseen who knows our every mood, our every fault, our every problem, our fear of being lost in the clouds. He is there. He is there at our destination. He is there even if we do not reach our destination, for he knows that we have tried and climbed far, if not to the top.
Thank you, Jim. Now, friends, we're going to invite Ivan for the address, and afterwards he'll give us the address, and then it'll be the clairvoyance, and I'll explain in between what happens next. Mr. Ivan Lee.
Thank you. Morning, everyone. That's better. Morning, everyone at home. Bang. Okay, right. Couple of things. I'd like to go first. I mean, this is a very rare occasion. You know why, don't you? Because it's Sunday morning and I'm here. I don't do Sunday mornings. Oh, look at them. Look. Cheer up, people. And also, I mean, I've been working with Spirit, for Spirit, however you want to call it, for coming up to 20 years now. And I think you can count the Sunday morning services on one hand, really, can't you? Ray's caught me. Okay. And you can count the addresses on probably two fingers. Because I always found addresses, not difficult, but I always find I will start on a subject, which I've got one in mind, but then I go off on a tangent. And I mean, I do watch other people's addresses and that, and they're very personal things as well, because you can only talk from your own experiences, can't you, everybody? It's a two-way thing, by the way. All right, liven up. You get involved, people, and you at home as well. Okay. Now, as soon as I mention this, I know people's eyes are going to roll, because I'd like to talk about personal responsibility. Yeah, you're going, oh, again, personal responsibility. I mean, of course, we've all got personal responsibility, but it does change over the years, because we have a, if you like, the nuts and bolts of the earth life, personal responsibility, family, children, etc. But you also, the biggest responsibility I find, which we always forget, we absolutely, because life is very hectic, life will get in the way. So I know it sounds weird, but as John Lennon would say, life happens while you're making other plans. I really don't know what that means, but it sounds good. But personal responsibility is always to yourself, because especially when you work with Spirit, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what people's beliefs are, whether they believe in life after death, whether they think what the spiritualist movement is a complete load of rubbish, whether they think religion generally and faith is rubbish, and they are out there, aren't they, everybody? Yeah. Obviously not in here. But at the end of the day, we're all Spirit. You can't change that. It ain't going to change. We are all Spirit, and we all end up in the same place. Stamford Bridge. No, no, that is heaven, by the way. No, we all end up in the same place. I like to call it heaven. People call it the other side, the spirit world, the high realms, whatever you want to call it. They are just labels. And that's another thing. I've gone off on a tangent already, because we're so easy as people, as human beings, that we need to put labels on things, don't we? We have to, because we don't seem to function without having a label on something. and that's only to help us, to help us understand. But then forget it. Just life, you get so tangled up in thinking, right, this is for that reason, that's for that reason. Because your own responsibility is to yourself. We are all guilty of this, because we all run around thinking, right, let me be good for others and help others. Or the majority of us do. Yes? Yeah. Somebody's being quite quiet there, so obviously you don't. But no, we do. That's the optimum. That's what we like to do. But if you don't look after yourself, healers are the worst at this. Where are you, healers? There's a few of you out there. Yeah. Run around after everyone else. What about you? You'll think, oh no, that's not my job. My job is to look after everybody else. No, your first and utmost responsibility, if you, I want to do a thump then. I was going into my thumping mode. Okay. Never put a lectern in front of me. Your own personal responsibility is to yourself first of all, because if you're at your optimum best, then what's going to happen? Anybody? I'll tell you. You're going to be at your best for everybody else, aren't you? So your first responsibility is to you. And I have found that since working with Spirit for the past 20 years, have I mentioned that? I think I did. And not one of you went, God, you're not that old, are you, Ivan? I know you did at home, everybody. Thank you. But yeah, you're right, whoever that is. Stacey. Look, life will throw you curveballs. Don't interrupt me when I'm doing an address, please. They're very rare and very not often. It will throw you curveballs. It's how you deal with the curveballs. That's the thing. I mean, there are three certainties in life. Three absolute golden rules that will not be broken. Do you know what they are? I'll tell you. To save you, getting up any sort of... Rule number one, or no, fact number one, we're born. Yeah? No one can say we're not born. Right. Number three, I've skipped two. Number three, we all pass. Don't know what you do in life, you ain't getting away with that. They're the two main, they happen. Number two, you can be guaranteed in life that the one thing that will always happen is change. Things will change. Your lifestyle will change. Your careers may change. Your relationships will change. People will pass. They won't be in your lives on the earth plane anymore. People will come into your lives that will be on the earth plane. Things change. It's how you deal with the change that helps you move through life at a better disconcerting way for yourself. Because the one thing we will run around doing is here we go. I can always hear the eyes rolling again now. We are very quick to judge, aren't we? Don't matter who you are, how spiritual you think you are, how non-spiritual you are, we judge. Why? No answer? I'll tell you. Because it's in our nature. It's as simple as that. As human beings, we judge. It's like the snap judgments you have when you first meet someone for the first time, and you immediately, they've not even opened their mouths, and you think, I don't like them. We all do it, don't we? Or you meet someone, and they've not even opened their mouths, you think, oh, I like them. You don't even know them. We are very quick to judge. That's not a critique, it's what we are. But when you start to realise and you get responsible for your judgment, or how you judge, you can start to think about it. Not in a big way, because you don't have to run around all your life thinking, oh, I can't be judged, because we're all humans and we all get, I nearly swore, we all get stuff thrown against us. Curveballs, as it were. People that aren't nice to us. Yeah? I believe it's in the Bible. When the main man went, etc. I can't remember it word for word, but it's like you turn the other cheek. Yes? I'm not disagreeing with that. But personally, sod that. But that's personally, does that make sense? But you do tend, because it's like you don't know what the other person is going through. You don't know what the other person is thinking, what they have in their lives that will make them react like that to you or to the world. Yeah? Because it's like another famous, I'm full of quotes today, everyone. I must have had a dictionary. No breakfast. Run out of cereal. You don't want to know that. You should never judge another person till you've walked a mile in their moccasins. You've all heard that one, haven't you? so you don't understand. Doesn't mean you have to like it or accept it. Because another good thing to do is forgiveness. People say, well, how can I forgive? Because let's be honest, if you look around the world, the news especially, there are so many horrors that happen. And I do wake up every morning thinking, I'm so glad to be here. Because it's like, you look at that. I mean, last night I was watching the UNICEF football charity match. Anyone watch it? Yeah. We got stuffed, didn't we? Not important. But, and it's all for the children, UNICEF, and they show you bits and bobs. I mean, I donated. I'm not going to tell you how much. I couldn't find the pound button. It had to be a score. Okay, gutted. No, but it all helps. But you got all that going on. I am thankful that we are where we are. But it doesn't mean. Can you do anything about it? Yes, of course you can. I've gone off another tangent here, by the way, because it's also a responsibility. Because how many people hear prayer? You don't have to answer that. How many people pray? Now, some people would say praying, they're just words, which they are, aren't they? Have I lost you? Yeah. I won't be much longer, promise. Well, they are words, but there is so much power in words. Words can forge a relationship. Words can cause wars. And with the words, that there is a thought, because a thought goes out. And with that thought goes out, I don't know if some of you may have been to concerts, a football match, where there's a big, I know, you're amongst 20, 30,000 people. You're actually there and you can physically feel this energy. I hate the word energy, by the way, but you can feel it. It's touchable. Do you know? And that goes up. It's like, I'm going to pick on football because that's one of my favourite subjects. It's like if you're there, they call it the 12th man, because it's like when a team's playing and they pick up on the crowd's energy, sometimes not so pleasant. But generally, they pick up on energy, and it makes them play that a little bit better. Because and it's a real thing. So when you pray, we use the word pray. You could be just sitting there reciting or saying a few words or a few thoughts to yourself. It all generates and helps. And at the end of the day, it helps the most important person that's in your life. And who's the most important person in your life at the moment? You are. Because if you're at your best, you'll be at your best for others. And you can, as you work with Spirit, you give out that love, that healing. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter what book says what about this and that, and the higher planes and this, and you've got to do this past life and that past life. It's all about love and healing. And that's it. Bottom line, everybody. Thank you. I hope hope that's helped and you've understood that. Thank you very much. God bless. Thank you. Stop it.
You've got the clap.
I've gone very sparkly.
Yeah. Well, friends, we now thank Ivan for those lovely words. We now come to the part of the service where Ivan will demonstrate the gifts of the Spirit. If you speaks to you here in church, please put your hand up. If you're online and Ivan says something, please say yes clearly to what you're saying yes to. And if you're saying no, also please say no to what Ivan is saying. But we don't like no's. And Ivan does his best to... Ashley. So be at your best most of the time. Well said, Ivan. Ashley.
No problem. I paid him for that.
Okay. So, friends, bringing the two worlds just that little bit closer is Mr. Ivan Lee. And please remember, answer clearly. And what you're saying yes to or answering to, please be clear what you just online. Please just don't say yes. Please say yes, that's my granddad or uncle or man with a wooden leg and a parrot. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ivan Lee.
Thank you. Right, okay, I'm going to try and mix it up a bit and some that there and some, I was going to say over there, but some on there. On the hi, everybody, online, hi, everybody here. Okay, I've got two. This could be interesting because some of you have seen me work before, haven't you? Yes. Keep up, everybody. Okay. And because sometimes I can't, or it does happen, because I have no control of it, I can work with 2 or 3 different communicators. And what would be the world's worst is if I've got to communicate with someone here and someone who's online. Okay, because it could get very, very complicated, couldn't it? Yes, everybody, it could. I've got a John or a Johnny who's connecting in at the moment. I don't know if I want to use the word Johnny, but I want John, okay? Now, this gentleman, wow, okay, right. When I was on the earth plane, I was very, I've got, you're right there.
I'm looking up.
That's quite cool. I thought you were doing the bloke felt with the pussycat. Oh, good evening, Mr. Lee. Okay. Stop it. Sunday morning. Sorry, it's got quite a nice sense of humour when, how do I put it? I don't like to use the word normal because this gentleman would have suffered mentally, probably schizophrenia, because I really feel like I'm in two different places and very severe depression. Definitely Johnny or John. And there's also another gentleman with him. I've got chest issues, I think Dad's John as well. His father's John. Hang on. Right, I do feel like I'm online here. What's your name? Teresa. Hi, Teresa. Tess. Hello, Tess. Right. Do you know a John that passed, but is Dad John? No, I want to be on air. Right, online, people, listen up. I want a gentleman named John, father, but I've also brother. Right, because it's his son, so I've got to talk to I've got a brother here, and he was, oh dear, that's nasty. Okay, there are pharmaceuticals involved here. When I say drugs, I don't mean narcotic drugs. I actually mean, what's the PROS word for proper stuff? Prescribed drugs. Okay, medication, that's it. And he's talking about, I've passed at home, I've passed indoors, and I've I don't know if I've had an aneurysm or the body's just cut down, because there's lots of drink and cigarettes, hundreds of cigarettes actually, and I've not, hello, mental health dad, my dad, hello June. Oh, hello June. I know June. Good to be honest. Right, now, I do know a bit about your family, June, because I know you're married to Dave. Sorry about that. He's a good friend of mine. He's a good friend. Okay. But your father, John, first of all, okay, and your brother is Johnny. Good, because I thought it was Johnny rather than John. Now, did Dad have I don't know if I got the heart problem or the lung condition, but it's like, because the two of them give me the different things at once. Would that make sense, June? I'll have to type quickly because I've got people here waiting, okay? Right. And also, Tony. Tony don't connect with anyone here, does it? Who's passed? Tony. Sure?
Somebody called Sally Ann. Also, I can take a John who passed a while ago.
No, I do feel like, no, this is recent. I want this year. It's like this year, this gentleman's. Johnny, it's Johnny. Yeah, smoked and drink. I mean, a lot of fags and a lot of drink, all right? Okay, now, I know because there's...
Dad had lung cancer.
That'll do. That's the lungs, isn't it? Yeah, I got it. Right. And I know Mum's passed as well, okay, but I want to focus on the more recent one, which is, I like your brother Johnny. Is life on the earth plane? I don't like saying that. Okay. I don't want to swear, but it weren't very good. With mental health issues and the severe depression I've got here, and very much sort of would shut himself off to the world. Because he wanted to connect in June, because I know there was a question mark. I got it, mate. I got it, thank you. The question mark with his passing. And he said, didn't know anything. It's almost like the body sort of shut down. And it's like, I know there would have been toxicology reports, etc. That's a posh word, isn't it, mate? And he don't do the posh words. Okay. But I don't know what I'm doing that for. Okay. All right, mate, hang on. I like your dad, because your dad's quite a dry sense of humour fella, because your dad once come in, very caring man, your father. He went, I got the boy. That's your brother. And your brother's absolutely fine. And there is no, thank you, mate. There is, the mental health issue's gone. It's like I'm at peace now. I'm absolutely at peace on this side of life. Thank you, mate, more peace than I ever was down here, okay? And with this property, I don't know if it's on the market yet, but he's talking about just get rid of it. And I've got a funny feeling, really, mostly going to you. I know there's a strange kids he's talking about that he never sees, never bothered with him. But I don't know if, all right, mate, I don't know if he had a legal will or anything, but what? Yeah, right, because he wants to present it to you, because it was you and Dave that would have kept an eye on him and tried to help him, even though, I got it, mate, even though he's got quite a nice sense of humour when he's at his normal self. But he really is okay and at peace. And when I say at peace, I don't mean he's sitting on a cloud playing a harp and, you know, watching Gabriel go by. Who's Gabriel?
June says she so needed to hear this message. Thank you.
Good job, love. Right. Okay, I ain't finished yet, either. Okay. All right. But he wanted to come in, you know, he's more than okay, he's fine. And it's almost, and with that selling of, I don't know if it's masonette, flat, but it's like, He's making reference, it needs to be gone. I don't know if it's on the market yet. And he, well, how much? 40% he wants me to have. I'm joking. It was 35%. He does have quite a good sense of humor, but he does send his love, and Dad does as well. So I'll leave that with you, June. Thank you very much. God bless. See you later. Right, now. Okay, you all right, everyone? Cool. Right. Trish, Tish, Tash. Tess. Fred. Right, listen up. Okay, John's granddad, was that on Mum's side of the family? Yeah, because his mum passed as well. Because I've got a lady coming in with her, and your granddad was John, yes? Who had the cancer condition, though? Shut up. All right, I'll do this bit, okay. Because it's like, was Mum quite a easygoing lady? I'm not sure if it's your mum, actually. Do you have 2 rings connecting to her? No, it's not your mum. It's not your mum. I want to be here somewhere. Phil. Right, Phil. Does anyone know Philip that's passed? Or Peter? I've got 2 different things going on here. Right. Mum had a dementia, didn't she? Right. Is there 2 rings that someone's kept of hers? Right. Right. Because there must be a John as well that connects you who's passed as well, or a Joe. That sort of. Definitely with you, Phil. Marky boy. Right. Do you know? I've got 2 here at the minute for you. I've got your brother who's passed. That makes sense. And I've got 3 actually, because I've got a brother that's passed. Okay. And a nickname Alfie. I don't know what I'm doing that for. It's like baby shark, baby shark. Hang on, Phil. Right, hang on a minute. Right, because I've got your brother jumping in, and there was drug issues with your brother. He's talking about heroin. Does that make sense? I can be candid and honest, can't I? Yeah, because he's brought in some heroin. I'm all right actually for the minute, mate. I'm busy working, but because he's not the sort of bloke who would. Was your mum quite patient, Phil? Yeah, because you get on with it, boy. I'm all right. So I'll come back to her because your brother's not too impatient, too patient. That makes sense. And there's 2 father figures, so you must have a dad and a stepdad. Does Frank connect with you as well? Well, Fred. Don't be hard work, mate. Stepdad's Fred. Right, okay. Now, there's a P name I've got to connect somewhere as well, but I don't know if it's Pat, Pete, Paul. But hang on, mate. Hang on, son. Where does Paul connect? Past? Oh, no, I'm joking. Relax. Okay. Right, now, hang on a minute. Right, your Fred, your stepdad, did you get on with him all right? Yeah. And who had the cancer condition, though? That'll do. That's where I want to... I'm over here, right? Okay. Because he's talking about a cancer condition. Pay attention, everyone at home. I might be with you afterwards, Sally, so wait there. We ain't getting anywhere, are you? Right, I've got a load coming in here. This could be fun. I burped. I was out loud as well. All right, Alf. I know his nickname's Alf. Who's Steve? Passed, I want, because there's a Steve who's with your brother. And did he hang himself? No, sorry, it's your brother. He didn't hang himself, your brother. But his actions led to his passing. Does that make sense? Because I feel like, I don't know if it's an overdose. Right, I'm choking on my vomit, etc. Does that make sense? Okay. And because looking at him, he's quite a well-dressed, easygoing bloke. You wouldn't have, because you connect skagheads, heroin addicts for everybody, all right? We're looking dishevelled, and do you know what I mean? But he's not. I've got it, mate. To look at him, you wouldn't. His appearance is quite normal, as it were. You wouldn't think he had this addiction. Does that make sense? Now, and I like Fred. Fred was slow down, everyone. Fred was quite an easygoing bloke, wasn't he? Yeah. Right, because Fred wants to come in. I know he's your stepdad. I know his real dad as well. Yeah. Really? Right. Don't know what I said it like. Michael doesn't connect with you anywhere, does it? Or Mick? Mike? Ooh, Sal, do you connect with a Michael as well somewhere, by the way? And did Uncle Philip, and who had the heart problems? I want someone with heart problems, you, Sally. Type quicker, because I carry on talking to Mark, innit? Mark. I've got on pause. I'm buffering. Mark's brother. Right, now, we've all had a really weird year and a half, but according to your brother, and I like Fred, because he's quite a caring bloke. Did you get on with him all right? Yeah. Not a pushy man, because I know he wasn't your father, but he was like a father figure, and he would keep an eye on you. Does that make, or try and, in a nice way, nurture you. Does that make sense? Okay, but it's your brother that wants to come in, because it's almost like, I know siblings, sometimes they get on, don't get on, and he's hiding matches under the pillow as well. Was that you? Matches under the pillow? Hang on a minute. Did you set light to the bedroom? Just checking. Was you in it? No. Just checking. I do like his humour. Right, okay. And also, I know everyone had action men in them days, but I can't say that, mate. Right, now. But for you, he's talking about issues. I mean, you know we don't do the fortune telling, okay? But he wants to come in as though you've had everyone's had a naff year, okay, because of what's gone on in the world. But with you, it's like, I've got it, mate, like double folded, if you like, or doubled up. Not double folded, doubled up. Because there's work issues. Does that make sense? And I know he would have. There is I mean, what causes with drug addiction? What's first, depression or the drug addiction? You know, they both sort of go hand in hand. Does that make sense? But you're not a drug addict, apart from a few Guinnesses you like. Yeah. Is he still on the Guinness? Yeah. Good man. Well done. Really? Okay. JD. Who drank JD? Me. Was that you? I didn't know you drank JD. You just give me a bottle of JD for you. Oh, okay. That's all right. No worries. Can't drink it, ain't real. Sorry. Visualisation, yeah. Believe and make it so. Right. I don't know where you're going, Star Trek. You ain't a Star Trekian. Yeah. Oh, are you? Are you? Yeah. Right, because he's talking about you being a Trekkie. Star Trekian. Right, anyway, right. All right, mate, okay. Work issues. Yeah. Does that make sense? That's the big thing at the minute, as though you feel like you're getting bullied or picked on at work. That makes sense. And I don't know if you're still off work. She's talking about you had an elongated period off. I'm full of good ones today, aren't I?
Aren't you?
I should do Sunday mornings more often.
No, I'm back at work now.
Sorry? I'm back. Yeah. I ain't finished yet. Are you back at work now? Bang, good, aren't I? Right, now, because he's making reference to the work issue, has it sort of settled down a bit? Because it's sort of smoothed out where you thought, I'm going back 6 months, 8 months, we thought, this is it, I'm gonna, do you know what I mean? And the dark thoughts as well. Does that make sense? Because your brother's going, no, you're all right here, son. Don't worry about it. Does that make sense? Now, your friend Stephen, is it? Yeah. Living? Dead. Hang on, mate. Did he pass quickly?
He died. He killed himself.
Yeah, I know it was suicide, but it's like, was there an impact with him? Who had the heart problems, Mark? No, Sally, this is something to do with you. Right, don't worry, I've got to move on to Sally. Sally, she's long and she's tall, you can't miss her.
Tuesday shows you a nice branding.
I'm off for everybody. Right, now, I've got it. Stephen was a mate of his as well. Yeah, I know, and yours as well, yeah, because it's like they sort of come forward together, and Fred, it's like the three of them.
Her internet keeps cutting out.
It's all right, love, so does my connections, don't worry. Okay, now, because he wants to make reference, in fact, it's like things, like the dark days of 8 months ago, if like, with the work situation, I've got it, they're sort of, you've got to move forward now, does that make sense? You've been talking about, beg your pardon, you've been talking about moving. No. This must... Sally, I've got to move on to Sally in a minute. Right. Don't get that. Mark, where you're living, you've got a wardrobe, haven't you? Yeah. Is a door hanging off?
There's no door on it.
Oh, that'll do. Because he went, there's no, it's a weird one. Yeah. That's all right. It's just like your brother letting me know, and your stepdad, Fred, and your mate, Steve, that they're around you. Does that make sense? Okay. And his nickname was Alfie, or... Robert don't connect with you, does it? Or Bob? No, I want past. I want dead Bob. Right. Anyway, got it. I might be moving on to me people at home now. But I'll leave all that with you. Yeah. All right, mate. He says, well done, son. Okay. And there's also something about you dressing up. I don't know if it's Captain Scarlet or... I didn't think it was last week, mate. Well, it could be, couldn't it? Dressed up as Captain Scarlet. He just showed me the Captain Scarlet. I like Captain Scarlet. He was all right, wasn't he? SIG? Anyway, right. That's all for you. Right, Sally. Yes, right, because the heart and the desperate moves do with you, okay? Now, I know you mentioned Uncle Philip, and there's also a gentleman who's connected in, Sally, who would have passed with a, I don't know if it's a cancer, yeah, it is a cancer condition. I've got a gentleman who's passed with a cancer condition as well. Now, there's also must be, Sally, Bob, I've got Robert or Bob that must connect with you somewhere that's passed as well. And I know you mentioned Philip being uncle, but did you get on with Uncle Phil all right? Takes so long, doesn't it? How's everyone doing? All right? We good? What's the time? I should be on the 5th hole by now. No, wardrobe's not yours, Sally. All right, anyway, right, listen, I'm going to give you the message because I've got to move on because I've got a couple coming in that I want to be with here as well. Now, Sally, Uncle Philip's the main one who wants to come in to make reference to life at the moment. I know there was a heart monitor we used. She kept talking about heart issues. And it's like, so we don't do the thing. It's because Sally, really, as Uncle Phil says, you're not very good at doing what you're told. Ha ha, who is really? But he wants to make reference to it. Just do as you're told. They're aware of what's going on with you. And it's like, even though it's a heart monitor, they say, you've just got to keep on top of the situation. I've got it, mate. And his opinion, please take a pinch of salt, it's like, you'll be okay. It's the move thing that really sort of is bugging you. So there's quite a lot of, I've got it, mate, a lot of frustrations with where you're living. Now, he's also highlighting October, November. He's also highlighting November, and you can take a bob or two. They can't all be gems, people, all right. Okay, now, yes, right, Bob, because I know there's a Bob that connects with you, and it's like you are quite aware that spirits around you. That is interesting, that is actually, Philip, thank you very much. Right, because I know I mentioned the power of prayer. I don't know what I did that for, the power of prayer earlier, but he said you've been sending out prayers and thoughts as well for help from spirit side of life. Does that make sense? Good, I know it does, Sally, because I don't tell lies, unless it's a Friday. I don't know why I said that for. Okay, right, I got it. Because there's something important about Friday with you as well, that's why it's come up. But there's something about November, but they've heard, okay, I got it. Philip is making reference, he's heard the prayers and they're doing what they can to help you, Sally. And it's almost like, no more misery, because it has brought you down a bit and you're feeling quite low, been feeling quite low. There's a spot on Ivan. Have I got a spot? Oh, it's quite good, that one. No. Oh, they're too slow here, aren't they? You're too slow, you lot. Okay. Anyway, right. But, Dad, that's quick, short, sharp message for you, Sally, let you know you're all right. I've got a gentleman here as well. Oh, Michael. I've got to connect Michael or Mark, Matt, Mike, Mick, somewhere. Does anyone keep with the Mike, Mick?
No, it's Michael.
Yeah, but you're very much living. Unless something drastic has happened in the past 5 minutes. Oh, he's all right. I might be actually. No, that's Matt. Do you know any kids with a Matthew or a Matt, do they? That's it. That's all Sally's tail into that message. Fine. No, I don't think it's you, Mark. Tash, Trish, Fred.
Yeah.
Tess.
Yeah, that's it.
Mum's passed, isn't she?
Yeah.
Right. Did you get on with Mum all right?
Not always.
Yeah, because I know you got on with your mum. I like your mum, Phil. She has sat down there waiting quite patiently going, you're doing well, boy, get on with it. Okay. And it's almost like, and she talks very softly, your mum. And she's like, he don't need me, he knows I'm all right. That's how mum is, that makes sense. But with you, Tash.
Oh, yeah.
Tash, right, your mum.
Yeah.
Bit different.
Yeah.
Because as she's connected in, thanks, Wendy. Right, Mick, did he have heart problems, Wendy? And I don't mind. All right, love. Your mum's not impatient, is she? Right. Mick? No, it's not. It's someone on there. I know Mick's for someone on there. No, hang on, I ain't started yet. Right. Your mum, very impatient, your mother?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's getting annoyed with me, and I've got to be honest, I feel quite frosty with her coming in. I think, oh no, here we go. Okay, because now, did Mum have different health issues before she passed? Yeah, because it's like I feel like my body's shutting down. Does that make sense? Okay, because it's almost like the drinking, if you like. She does, doesn't she? And she's not nice on the drink sometimes. Yeah, because it's almost like, I mean, you get some people who like a drink, and they get, you know, I turn into Captain Jack Sparrow when I've had a drink. That's no worries. But some people get quite aggressive and quite mean and nasty, and that's how she was. She's not now because she's not drunk. Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay, but she's bringing that across to you. Does that make sense? Right, now, I know she's telling me to say this, Tash. Okay, Tess.
Thursday night again, isn't it?
Okay, because it's like she's more than all right. And good, Wendy. I'll get your dad in a minute. Okay, pass her a heart attack quite quickly, wasn't it, Wendy? Yes. Keep typing. I'm going to talk to Tash, Trish, whoever she is. Okay, right. Because your mum, when she's on a roll, slow down, love. She talks too quick. Right. They've also got bars in heaven. Let's go, shall we, everybody? Whee! Okay, but I don't know what we for. But she wants to come in. There's no apologies from Mum. She wouldn't really apologise because to her eyes, I've got it, love, she didn't do nothing wrong. That makes sense. But she wants to say hello. There is sort of, she could have been a better mother figure, especially towards the latter part of her life. Does that make sense? Right, now, she's also talked about, and I don't know if there's an August. She's going to an August anniversary, August birthday. That's quite significant.
That was my day.
That'd do. Did you get on with Dad all right? It doesn't matter if they're together or not, love. They're your mum and dad, aren't they? Right, okay. Because your mum couldn't stand your dad. No, it's the other way around. The other way around, sorry. Because your mum, all right, love, your mum just went, no, he couldn't stand me. All right, and I'll leave that with you. I'm not saying Dad's here, because it's like your dad would give your mum a wide berth. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay, I got it. I mean, on that side of life, they're all right. Does that make sense? They probably get on well together. No, they probably do, but you know, mate. But as they come in, when we do this work, they've got to come in as you would know them. Does that make sense? All right? Because I like your mum. She's quite mental, actually, in a funny way. Does that make sense? Very Catherine Tate nanny-ish. Yeah, because she would turn and the language would just go wallop.
They used to call her, you know, Nan, Catherine.
I just said that, love.
Yeah,
I just said that. I said that.
Yeah.
Pay attention, okay? You're right, but because. And I know you're quite aware of spirit around you. I've got diabetes. Who's diabetic? You ain't diabetic, are you?
No.
Who's been got to have the blood test coming up or the checkups?
Oh, that's a brother, the sister's husband.
Your brother-in-law, then. You could have said brother-in-law in the first place. Yeah, still living, all right? Because your mum's your mum's very easy. Okay, I've got it, love. Right, I can't walk about, can I? Hi, everyone. All right, love. Apart from the fact she's all right over there, because she does come in how you'd remember her, does that make sense? Yeah. But she's making, I don't know if it's the brother-in-law, because she's trying to sort of look out and keep an eye on everyone down here on the earth plane. I know there's you and your sister, but she's bringing 3 in. How many brothers, sisters you got?
One that I know
Right, uh-oh. Are you sure Dad didn't have another one?
of. Oh, probably.
I'll leave that there. And does Jim connect with you as well? James? Jim? Wendy, do you know a Jim that's passed as well? Who would have been connected with your dad Mick, who passed very quickly with a heart problem. And there's also an October reference he's making reference to. That must be important to you. Right. Get typing, Wendy. Put the kettle on. Right. It's mainly Mum. That makes sense. Jim's not yours and Mick's not yours because Mick's hers dad, and I don't know if Jim connects with her or someone else. Might be an ex-connection. Who knows? Okay. All right, love. Okay. And has your leg been playing up, Phil?
My leg?
Yeah. Who's had the ankle problem? No, that's that to do with you, Tash.
I did have a bit of an ankle.
Left leg.
Let me say.
It's not you then. It's not you. It must be Wendy at home. All right. Okay. Right. That much. All right, love. Mum sends her love, she's fine. Does that make sense? She's all right over it, and she's a much, I've got to say it because she wants me to say this. She's a much, I don't know why I do that, so I've got a microphone. I haven't. Come in, DEFCON 1. I've got it. She's a more well-rounded person. There's no issues. Does that make sense? on this side of life, because I mean, I know there's the alcohol and everything. Did you find all the bottles hidden away?
Yeah.
Because she said there was bottles everywhere, all hidden. You know, behind the sofa, under the kitchen sink. Did you find one under the bed, did you?
No, there was something under the floorboards, huh?
Oh, I don't mind that, because she's got underneath. That makes sense. All right, then. Cool, blimey. So, it's just mum letting you. She's laughing. Oh, she's got a dirty laugh, hasn't she? It's like a cackle. You know the witch's cackle out the Wizard of Oz? Don't make me do that. It's like a monkey, that, wasn't it? She's doing that. Does that make sense? No, your mum's doing it, all right? But she stands her up, she's fine. And Jean doesn't connect with you, does it? No. Then I'm moving on. Okay, right. Wendy, Jim, but he was a friend of Dad's, and October is a birthday here. Right, good, Wendy, because your dad's coming. I like your father. He's what I call no messing, no nuts, all bolts. Don't know what that means, but he's sort of normal bloke. And this heart issue with your Mick, your dad, was just boom, out the blue, wallop, went. And Jim must have passed, and I don't know if he was a drinking buddy of his or a good friend of his, but he wants to come in. And it's mainly about this, thank you, mate, slow down. It's mainly about this birthday. We got time. Birthday coming up in October. It's October. Whose birthday is it, Wendy? Wendy? Who's Wendy? It's your Wendy. Hi, Wendy. Horrible waiting, isn't it? Oh, no. Mate, that ain't my conscience, so trust me. Right, anyway, I've also got, who's that then? Bill. William. Your mum's birthday. Right, Wendy, I don't know if it is that one. Do you connect with someone who had a dementia condition as well, Wendy? Because I've got... Don't do that to me. All right. Okay. Right. Bill, Dad. Hello? Yes. Who's Bill? My dad. It's going to be hard work, isn't it? Joe? Yes. How you doing? All right? Good girl. Right. I'll finish with Wendy. And was your dad quite polite sometimes? Yeah. Yeah, because he's sort of quite, excuse me, wanted to come in. Right? I know Mum's passed as well, and Mum had a dementia condition. Yeah. Yes? Right. Okay. And your Mum's a bit of a nutter as well? Absolutely. Absolute mad. Not a drinker like... but not like that, though. She didn't get nasty on it. That makes she just got stupid. Hang on a minute. Who's Annie don't connect with you, does it as well? Annie. You get Annie, right? Then I know, right. Sorry, not you at the minute, Gail. I've got. Did Dad have the heart problems? Breathing's with Dad. Does that make sense? Right. He's also showing me a chain thing with a thing on it. Yes. So there's an important picture. Absolutely. It looks like a mare. I know he's not, but he looks like a mare. A what? Wine tasting. Oh, he'd like a drink then. Oh, I like this lot. I'm having a good time this morning, everybody, by the way. See, Captain Jack's come out. Hello, everything. Right, okay. I'm not taking your bill as well with Mick, but Mick's the one your dad really want to come forward and say hello, Wendy. Basic, short and simple, hello, I'm all right, because his passing was quite quick, quite a shock, and he's also making reference to his watch that someone here must have on the earth plane, Wendy, and he's bringing 2 in the family, so I know it's 2 kids with you, or 2 brother and sister with you. Now, you type quicker, I'm going to talk to these lovely people over here, because I've got your dad, right? I don't know if it is your mum, actually, right, but I know Dad, because Dad was quite a while ago would have passed, that makes sense. Quite a while ago, and he's making reference, it's more to do with you, actually, Jojo. I know about the other person as well, and if she come in, we just have too much of a laugh, so I'm going to leave that, all right? Yeah. I know she's there, and she keeps tickling my bum. She did it when she was here. She's not. I know, yeah, but see, I didn't know your granddad, your dad Bill. I didn't know him, all right? So I'd rather with that, and I didn't know about the wine tasting. Does look like Mare, doesn't he? Yeah. Right. Anyway, right now, but it's more to do with Jojo, right? Now, because it's making reference with you. Interesting. See, I don't like doing that. It's too personal. It's public, mate. Right. Now, you're quite aware of spirits around you, and I know you've got about 110 cats. That's 110 to me, love. Okay, right. A lot of cats. That makes sense. Okay. But you've not been talking about moving home, though, have you? No. Who's been talking about moving It's you, right? I might have got it wrong next. Someone's been talking about possibly moving. Does that make sense? Okay. And I know there's been issues with Mick living.
Yep.
Okay. Mick, dad. What? Dad. Fella. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, is he back at the home yet?
Yes.
Yeah, because he's back at the home yet. Because even though he's, oh, that's horrible. Yeah, I know, mate. I know. Even though, oh, that's all right. Thanks, Wendy. See, I know exactly, because my mum had dementia and that. And not that Mick's got dementia, but he might as well have. Does that make sense? It's like, well, it's all brain injuries and everything that caused the whole thing. Does that make sense? Okay. And it's like, because the odd thing about it is, I mean, people know the suffering and everything, but he's not in this world, he's not in their world. He's sort of physically still here, but but spiritually, he's not here. Does that make sense? Because he's sort of, because Bill now your dad must have known your Mick, because he quite likes him. Does that make sense? Where's the, it's not police, I've got, oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, sod him. Right, let's move on. No, I'm joking. Okay. I like your dad, he's got quite a nice dry humour about him. Very dry, very deadpan, very poker faced. Okay. I've got a bloke who passed in India.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I know that.
But he's not Indian.
No, it's not.
Friend.
Friend?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is he a friend of yours?
Yes.
Right. Was he? Oh, this is interesting. Right, that's your dad. Now he passed. All right, mate, I've got it. Quite helpful for your father, because it's to do with the move. If you do, you do. You don't, you don't. But there's no rush, but get on with it. Does that make sense? Because life's been a bit dull. It has for everybody, because of what's going on in the world. Does that make sense? I know you have back problems, Jojo, okay? But it's like, and also, you don't grow your own, do you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Bill's just gone grows. You know what he means, don't you? That's all right, good. Okay, right. Anyway, that's Bill for you. Right. The fella, the friend you know passed, right, in India, there must be question marks with it, because he was found dead. Does that make sense? He's talking about being found dead. I don't know if it's poison or there's any skullduggery, or as Max would say, it's murder. Yeah, because there's a mystery with this. That makes sense. And he's quite a hippie bloke, and it's like he's not adverse to the odd LSD, bit of puff, whatever you like. Does that make sense? Very, very drug-orientated fella. Does that make sense? Not addicted, but very hippie. You know what I mean? Okay. He just wanted to come in and says, a very cheeky bloke, isn't he? Yeah. Right. And he kept showing me that's weird. He's wearing a poncho.
Yes.
In India?
Yeah.
He's wearing a poncho.
Yeah, just that sort of person.
Well, I don't know, do I? I don't know him. Okay. Right. Where does who's that then? Jeff don't connect with you anywhere, does it?
Yes.
Who's Jeff?
My cousin.
Past?
No.
No, what past?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Where does?
Yeah, I can take that.
Right, because there's a Jeff as well. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right then. Now, everyone's been a bit miserable, but they want to cheer you two up. And it's like also, oh, Jojo, you got Jill's top indoors?
Probably. She had so much stuff, mate.
You don't go to bed with one on, do you?
Oh, I know what that is, yeah.
Okay, we don't want to get too, personal.
It's a big T-shirt.
All right,
It's a nightie.
That'd do, because it's like, I know she's in the background. She just went, she wears me top to bed. Okay? Right, I've got it. Oh, I like her. I do like her. I like her, love. Both of us could fit in it, couldn't we? Anyway, that's her for you. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. You know she's about, all right. But it's mainly about, I've got, really? You're not doing any more studies, are you, Joe?
Not at the moment.
You're not, are you?
I'm thinking about it.
All right, because I don't know which one. It's like, I don't know what it is, but yeah, why not? Get on with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it's like, and also I feel like I want to, sometimes indoors, I want to bite my hands. Oh, I'm getting the right ump here. Does that make sense? Frustration. Do you understand that? Okay. But the bloke who was part, I mean, I can't, no one knows. There's a question mark with it. There was an investigation, as much as it was not really an investigation.
Well, no.
Yeah, just another foreigner found dead indoors. That makes sense. Because you talk about being at home, but he wants to say hello, he's okay. Now, you've got a brother?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Right. Still living? I know you've got about 110 sisters. Yeah. Oh. You don't need a brother. Right. Was he a friend of your brother's?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, because he's making reference. Yeah, I don't, because he's making reference to your brothers. And Terry don't connect anywhere, does it?
Yes.
Who's Terry?
I know that links in with the bloke who died.
Yeah, I know, because he's the one who's telling me Terry. Does that make sense? All right then, mate. But just want to say hello. Dad's all right and all. I know Mum's in the background somewhere. I like that. I like your dad. Your dad just went, well, if your mother turned up, we wouldn't get no one else would get a word in edgeways. Very true. Does that make sense? Yeah. But she's fine. Okay. She's probably bending Jill's ear roll. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. I just what I've got to say it because I didn't know any of that. And all right, Bill. But they all send their love. They're fine. That's you done. Right. You all right, everyone? Yeah.
Sounded so positive, didn't it?
It did, didn't it? I'm just waiting for something to pop in, that's all. Okay. Oh, was it? Right. Okay, Frank. All right, mate. I've got Frank. I don't know where I want to go with Frank. I don't know if I want to go online or here. So I'll just put it out there. I don't want to connect with a Frank who's passed, and it's actually a lung condition as well. I've got, I don't know, it's like an emphysema or COPD, could it be a cancer? Because it's like my lungs ain't working properly with this gentleman, Frank. Now, that makes sense to anyone here before I does with you. Right, hang on. Is that Dad?
Cherie and Kelly at the back.
Right. Cherie. Cherie. Chim Chim Cherie. Meow bamboo. 2 films in one, that was. Yeah. Okay. Let me sort this out. Right. Does David connect with you as well? Past. Right. Grandad Frank. Right. Hang on a minute. David's not one of yours, is it?
I have a grandson living as David, but also going way back in the family. It was a twin David from my dad's side.
That might make. And Dad was Frank, wasn't it? That might make sense. I tell you what. Yeah, I've got 2 here. I feel like I've got 2 Franks. I feel like one's your dad, okay? Got on with Dad all right, didn't you, Cheryl? Yeah, nice man. Does that make sense? But it's what you call salt of the earth. No airs, no graces, down to earth, says it as it is. Does that make sense? And there's also the twin brother David going way back. That'll do, because I've got to connect way back. Hang on a minute. Way back. Do you want me to go back further? Right, because that connects with your dad, Frank. Does that make sense? Right. Frank, hang on a minute, Amanda. Calm down. Okay, right. I want to go back to the Tony. I've got to connect to Frank with Tony online. So, where's the Tony that connects with Frank? Let her through, Richard. Come through. Come back, Shane. It was, wasn't it? It's not you, Amanda, sorry, because I've got to connect this Frank with a Tony. Right, Shell, you've been fed up lately, haven't you? Yeah, because your dad's talking. I like your dad better, all right? Because I know too much about Robin, etc. Does that make sense? Even though you know he's all right. Does that make you understand that? Well. Yes, darling?
I've got a Frank and a Tony. They don't connect to each other, but they both connect to me.
I want living Tony.
Oh, no.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. Right, now, how can I forget your name? Shirley. Okay. Right. Shirley was the first person I ever worked publicly with. Everybody? So it's her fault, everyone. Right. Anyway, right. Okay, mate, I've got it. I'm just sticking with your dad for now. Does that make sense? Because Dad just wants to let you know. It's almost like been so fed up. Sometimes your dad's quite honest with you, isn't he? Yeah. Shirley. Sometimes. I know she does, mate, because you do over worry. And this is Dad saying this, because your dad was not, he didn't over dramatise anything. You do. He's telling me you do, all right? And it's almost like, I do like him, he's calling you girl, all right? It's like, listen, girl, take a day off. All right, all this worry. Does that make sense? I know it has been very difficult for a lot of people, especially with people like us who live on their own, live on my own, everybody, still single. Still single. Stop swiping left, everyone. Right, no. You got that one, did you? Right. He does have a good sense of humour. Your dad. Not outrageous, just humorous. Does that make sense? Because he wants to give you a bit of comfort here. Not a lot, but just a bit of comfort. Just say, because he's old school as well, by the way. All right? It's like, no, because sometimes it's true. That's another old saying, isn't it? We make a prison of hell out of our own thoughts. We make ourselves a prisoners of our own private hell through our thoughts, okay? Because that's sometimes where you are. Does that make sense? He says, no, pack it in. You'll be all right. And I don't know if there's a doctor's coming up. Have you got the checkup coming up, Shell? Yeah, got a load of checkups coming up. Yeah, because he's making reference, like, it is wear and tear, kid. I mean, I don't know what I called you kid for.
She's younger than you.
I know she's younger than me, but I use palm olive. I got it, mate. I got it, Frank. Okay, but because he's making reference, because you aren't very good at doing what you're told either. Shirley, you're not very good at doing what you're told either. Yeah, I know. He's telling me, right? Because it's like sometimes you're on the helmet, just do as you're bloody told. Does that make sense? Simply, unless your dad's old school coming through. Belt and braces, your old man. Do you know what I mean? It's like I don't know what I'm doing that for with a waistcoat. It's like it's not your dad, by the way. No. That was me. Okay, but Dad wanted to bring that forward to you as though because I don't know why, but I don't know if it's the past week, 2 weeks. The past 2 weeks where you've been more overly worried. Does that make sense?
Well, I've had a fall and I've had a
Yes, yes.
Just say yes.
Sorry.
Did you have a fall and a slight heart operation? Yeah, that's why your dad wants to come in, because in a weird way, even though he's old school, he's got his foibles, if you like, but he's old school. Does that make sense? And I like him. He never told lies. Does that make sense? But he's okay. And I know there's others around. There's Robin, obviously, and your mum, and etc. Who's Sheila?
Well, Sheila was probably well past a cousin many years ago.
Really pleased to hear from her, isn't she?
Yeah, please, we're pretty retarded. Well, hard work, isn't it?
Said you seem really pleased to hear from her.
Anyway.
I didn't know her very much. She was much older than me, and she lived in Canada or America. I never knew.
Finished?
Oh, was I taking over?
A little bit. Welcome to an evening with Shirley. No, I'm joking. But that's from your dad, Frank, because of what's happened recently. Does that make sense? Good. Right, now, Tony. Where's Tony online? Because all right, and Tony online. No, this it's David. It's David who's passed, actually. Grandad Frank. Right, hi, Tony. Do you connect with David or no, it's Dennis. Dennis or Derek that's passed as well, Tony. Right, now, hi, Tony. Grandad Frank. You must know Grandad Frank because he's making reference to a few different artists. He's a nice man because he wants to come in. And I don't know if you're in a relationship with him or there's a few issues down here at the moment. We don't, how do I put it? They don't tell you what to do. He's talking about you being quite fed up and a bit down in the dumps, this Grandad Frank. And he's also making, he wants you to turn, okay, I'll pick it up a bit. And there's also, I'm doing it quickly because he is. And there's also quite a few sleeping issues with you, so you're not sleeping well, up and down through the night. What time? Usually about 10 past 5, 5:15, you're waking up. Does that make sense, Tony? Just say yes, spot on, and we can move on. Hi, everyone, you all right? No, you're not really, are you? England versus Andorra this afternoon, isn't it? That'd be like watching paint dry. 100%. That'd do me 100%. I'd rather have 101, but never mind. But there's no such thing, is there? No. Right, good. Right, so it all makes sense. I don't want to get anything too personal because Frank's quite a private man as well, Tony. Thank you. And there also must be a Dan or Derek Dennis, a D name that connects with you somewhere as well. Frank's bringing that forward because it's just Frank here that wants to connect with you, Tony. And it's almost like, September, there's also a birthday anniversary towards the end of September. He keeps giving me the 28th, 29th, 28th. 28th is quite significant for me. So it's got to be the 28th of September. In fact, it's very significant for me. I ain't telling you why, sod ya. All right? You know why, right? As long as that makes sense, Tony. Frank, Grandad, sends his love, he's fine. That's all you want to do. They're aware of what's going on that side to help you down here with this side of life, Tony. So I leave their love with you, say God bless, thank you. Thanks very much, everybody. Good night, God bless, and may your God go with you. Thank you. Dave Allen, wasn't it? Yeah.
Thank you very much, Ivan. I hope you've enjoyed this morning, everybody, both here and in virtual world. Next Sunday's medium is Mary Ward and Anna Ryan. They're coming from Herne Bay. And also here at the church, we'll be having a naming service of our grandson, Jack Richard Davis, at 1 o'clock. Tonight at 8 o'clock, we have VIP night on Spiritual Psychics TV with Mr. Marcus Lapser at 8 o'clock. VIP members evening, and I also recommend highly all of you to join the VIP crowd. It's a great evening. On Monday at 11 a.m. it's Monday brunch with a group of people. It's a lot of chats and messages and some bit of philosophy thrown in at times. And on Monday night we have a welcome return to Matt and Kirsty Grogan at 8 o'clock on Spiritual Psychics TV. So that's it, friends. Thank you all very much. We've enjoyed the service. Thank you online, those who donated to our church, and those here in the congregation. I thank you for your donation. Friends, I'd like to ask Ivan now to close the meeting with prayer.
Certainly, thank you. Okay. Divine Spirit, dear Lord, we thank you for today, and we ask that you surround us with a bright white light of love and divine protection as we go through our day-to-day lives, trying to do the best we can in helping others with love and healing and sending out love to friends seen and unseen at all times. Amen.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, both seen and unseen here in the church, on behalf of Ivan and I, we wish you a good morning. God bless you until we all meet again. Goodbye.